Okay, back again. Hi, all dudes, stuff. Right, got to understand there's no script to this. I'm just talking into my camera. Things that come into my head. So I've had a look at a couple of videos, a couple of things I've missed out. When we're talking about the construction of the base first, we talked about laminates, half card, fully card, that sort of thing. There is one other thing that I missed out, but I'll rectify now, and that's the back of the base. This will again affect the budget. They have a flat back, which is basically the back is flat, or they have a curved back. Okay, the curved back gives more space inside the bass to resonate, to play the tune, to make it louder, stuff like that. I'll just show you on my bass. Back to the bass. Back to the bass. Okay, low budget, low budget. Stand my bass up here. Okay, so the back I've got on this one is a curved back. Now they do exactly the same bass in a flat back, which makes it a little tiny bit cheaper. But can you see the curvature in that back? I don't know. Step out there a little bit, tiny bit. It's a, yeah, it puts more space in the bass, so it resonates better. The volume is better. Everything's better. Now, when I bought this bass, again, I won't tell you where I got it from or why I bought it, but I wanted to go for a bass that was right for me. And basically, I want to keep this bass and make it playable for me. Okay, so there you go. Now, a couple of things I said about, put the bass down on the floor, is, I said these things are easy rectified. I'll just go back over it. Any problem with the bridge, you've got to replace it. Okay? That's basically, I'd say that's basically it. Lucy may disagree, I don't know. Now, the tailpiece, what I said, where it rattles, which mine does, this is a solid piece of metal. The spike, yeah. Now, I believe to rectify that, you've got to replace it with a hollow one. So it's hollow in the middle. And apparently it doesn't resonate. This is what I've been told off the professionals. The F-holes, but I said I don't know what this mark is. Well, I do now, because it makes it the shape of an F. See, if that wasn't there, it wouldn't be an F, would it? Because an F has a line through. That's basically it. There you go. Now, I wanted to talk about the action of a bass. Now, the action is basically the space between the strings to the fretboard. Yeah, can you see that? Okay, the chap that set this up for me, because I got it from brand new, so it wasn't set up. I set it up because he is a perfectionist. It's sort of a low action orchestral setting. Okay, so every note on this bass rings out true. Everything. And every fret. Can't really do the fret thing, but yeah, rings out true. There's no buzz on this at all. A buzz is when the string vibrates against the fretboard and you get like a buzzy noise. Now, a lot of jazz bass players like that buzzy noise. But the chap that set this up for me has made it so it's note perfect. I'm going to take the bass back to him because I'll put up with a bit of buzz, but I need that action lower. Mainly because it was like a electric bass player and I'm used to a nice low action. Okay. The bass can be altered. This probably needs to be carved, like I said, bring the action down. That's basically it, really. Now, the strings on your bass are tuned exactly the same as your bass guitar. G, D, A, E. That's it. You can get 5-string basses, you can get 5-string double basses. I've yet to see a 6-string double bass, but I'm sure they exist somewhere. Now, strings are very expensive. I'm going to just put this back in my face once I want to talk to you about strings a minute. Right, here we go. Strings. On your bass guitar, I well, people change strings different sets, different intervals. Some people keep them on forever. They turn into rusty little things, whatever. I'd like to change mine every month if I'm, you know, playing and gigging quite a bit. But they don't last very long, bass guitar strings. I mean, if someone doesn't change them in a year, that's quite poor, really, I think. Yeah, poor. Uh, Double bass strings, totally different ball game. Because they're flat wound, which means they feel smooth all the way through. Like the round wound string on your bass guitar, I am talking to bass guitarists and I'm not double bass players, because the round wound gives like the piano sound, and that when you fill those grooves over time with grease, dirt, and stuff like that, they become very dull. And when you change your strings, you're like, wow, this is a totally different bass. Why didn't I do it before? Double bass strings are different. They can last a long, long time. They're also can be very expensive. The gauge of string is like the bass guitar. You can get light, medium, and heavy. The heavier the gauge that you can play with gives you the better tone, because the string is thicker, more toneful. I don't know the exact physics of it, of course. The lighter the one makes it a lot more easy playable. But you do lose a little bit of tone. On a bass guitar, to get a 50 gauge, which is 50 is the gauge of the G string, they're quite heavy. And I believe a lot of country and western players use them for the big heavy bass sound. Not playing a million notes an hour or a minute, just getting a really nice big bass tone. For the super fast jazz players, you know, Mark King, etc., etc., they go for the lightest string, so it could be like a 30 gauge on the G. I play with a 40 gauge on the bass guitar, which makes it like it's like a medium one. You can put it's sort of versatile. You can do everything. It's got nice tone, and it's quite fast to play. Fast enough. Bass strings are the same. You get heavy, medium, light. Now I've put medium on this one at the moment because I didn't know where to start, so I thought I'd go to medium, and they're really good, really nice strings. They did cost me £140. 140 English sterling pounds. Now, what that is in yen or dollars or euros, don't know. But get your little phone out and do your conversion, you'll find out. However, when I had my laminated bass, funds were very low at the time. And I went on eBay and I bought a set of strings and they were only 20 quid. And I've got to be honest with you, they were fine. They were really, really fine. And the advert that went with them was they become more playable the more you play them, like wearing them in. And they did. And they were 20 quid. 20 quid. So there you go.